Okay, I want to share a little side project with you. This little piece right here used to go in my Kreg jig right here and would tighten down so that this doesn't move up and down. But as you can see, it's aluminum. It was made pretty cheap. I saw online that they have some brass ones. I wonder if this is, I don't know, when I've had this a long time. But so what I did is I couldn't get that piece of the bolt out that kind of sheared off in here. So I went ahead and drilled this hole out. It's just aluminum, pretty easy to drill out. Made it as small as I can, but got the aluminum out of there. And then what I did is I took this, which is basically an 1/8 inch bolt and a nut. And it's a trick I've used before. And the idea is to take this nut, which for some reason is not going to focus, bolt and nut, and I'm going to heat this end up right here with my handy little hand torch. These are usually butane. You can refill them as many times as you want, but it's a handy little tool in the shop. And I heat this up, and then I'm going to stick it in there hot so it melts the nut into the hole. I'll probably pull this out when I do it, just so I don't mess up this piece. So we'll pull that piece out, which pulls out like that, okay? So if you run into this issue, you're gonna need, this is an 1/8 inch bolt. You could use metric. I think M3 3.5 is probably about the right size to go in here. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna show you what the result of that in a second. And then I'm gonna make a little handle, which you kind of see laying here. I've already had it. I'll show you how to do that. A little curl piece to go on this so that you can easily turn it in and out, and then we'll get it working. And it'll be probably better than new because the aluminum was really fragile. So stand by. Okay, here we are. You can kind of see what happened there. It kind of melted in. That's okay. Those nuts are now in place. There we go. Got a good view of it. So now I can put the bolt back in there, and you'll see that in a second as well. I'll show you. Just like I said, a little side project. Something breaks in the shop. Just thinking outside the box a little bit. And I'll show you where I got the file for the little knob as well. And you'll see a video of the 3D printer going at it. It only takes about 2 minutes to print this knob, so it's pretty straightforward. All right, so I've got all the pieces and parts. This worked great. I'm hoping that you can see this okay. This now will go in here perfectly, right? Fits in here, screws in with my fingers just fine, right? So now it's in there really nice and tight, which is what I wanted. Now, this is the piece I 3D printed. You can kind of see it's just a little knob, and I'm going to slide it on this bolt, and then I'm going to use another nut from this same set, put it on here, and we're going to tighten that down really tight. And I'll use a wrench to do that, just to give myself a nice tight fit on this end. And you can kind of see, in the event of emergency, I can use a straight screwdriver. You can get a Phillips, whatever bolt you want to do. And then, obviously, if we slide this back in, and we put this back in like this, you can kind of see, ta-da, all done. So a little side project. I got this all taken care of. Now I can go back to my project of making my golf display. But I wanted to kind of show you what happens in the shop sometimes when you have an emergency. I will, by the way, because this isn't quite a perfect fit into these little holes, I will sharpen this end a little bit, kind of take it on the grinder, grind those threads off, so it will go in these little holes perfectly all the way up and down here. But anyway, just kind of give you that idea too. All right, there you go. So kind of wanted to show you the finished product of this. The only thing I would say is you could actually make this bolt a little longer. The original design had it up here too, but since this vacuum piece is on it, this thing pops off obviously really easy. But you can actually make this a little longer if you wanted to, and bolt wise, so you're even out here to tighten and loosen it. But anyway, it works great. There you go.